Variety is key in your dinking strategy because it's what will pressure your opponents, leading to misses and pop-ups by them, which ultimately leads to 1 points for you. Awesome. There are 3 ways you can use variety in your dinking strategy. You can vary the location, the speed, and the spin. Of these 3, which would you say is the most important and fundamental to the other 2? Hopefully you guessed it, it's location variety. If you don't have control of your dinks and can't hit your desired target on your opponent's side of the court, then the other 2 become irrelevant for the time being, because what good does speed or spin do you if you can't reliably land the ball in the court and on target? Now, as you know, here at PrimeTime, we're big fans of drilling, but we also know that drilling can be fun when you make a game out of it. So, how can we play a fun game while dramatically improving our dinking accuracy? Easy, and that's exactly what we're going to show you in today's video with the help of our now guest pro, Jordan Briones. I'm Nicole Havlicek, this is Primetime Pickleball. Let's dive into today's topic. Missing one of our videos is like missing an easy put-away. Don't let that be you. Subscribe now.
Okay, real quick, I just want you guys to see how I've set up this drill, okay? So basically, I have 3 cones here, and facing your partner, this is gonna be cone number 1, cone number 2, and cone number 3, okay? So 1 would be to a right-hander's forehand, 2 would be middle, and 3 would be to their backhand, okay? Now the cones are set very close to the net, but it's just an indicator. It's just I'm going to be aiming anywhere after the cone, so you'll see. So just certain dink patterns that will help you, this will help you in your game, and also just with your placement on your dinks, okay? So it also gives you a purpose. This will give you a purpose of where to hit the ball, and it will teach you how to really get your opponent moving and thinking, okay? So Katrina, what you're gonna do is you are just going to hit the ball anywhere you would like, okay? But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick a pattern that I'm gonna follow for this exercise, okay? So the first one I'm gonna pick is 1-3 pattern, the 1-3. So I'm gonna hit the cone number 1 and then cone number 3, and I'm gonna repeat, okay? So you can hit the ball anywhere you want. Here we go. I'm gonna start off to feed the ball, starting. Here we go. So I go 1-3, 1-3, and she can hit the ball anywhere she would like. 1. Okay, try it again. Start the ball off. 3. 1, 3. 1, 3. 1, 3. 1, 3. So now let's try, I'm gonna try a different one. So a 1-3-2 pattern, okay? So I'm gonna hit it to her forehand, then the backhand, then the middle to her body, okay? Here we go. 1, 3, 2. All right, I wasn't quite there. 3, 2, okay? 1, 3, 2, all right?
When you implement the tips we're sharing in today's video, we're confident it will help your game. As helpful as these tips are, they're only part of the story when it comes to playing winning doubles pickleball. If you want to learn all the strategies you'll need to dominate the doubles court, then you'll want to check out our complete doubles system, so you have a clear A to Z plan to follow. Because when you have a clear and proven plan, you can confidently and systematically win more points in games and have more fun on the court. Go to doublesystem.com today to learn all about it. All right, let's get back to today's video.
Okay, now let's just try a random one. Why don't you call out 4 or 5 numbers, and then I'm gonna follow that sequence. Go ahead.
2, 3, 2, 1.
2, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let me try to follow that pattern. Here we go. And you dink anywhere. Starting with 2. 2, 3, 2, 1, 2. Oh, try it again. We'll just reset it. 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Okay? All right. So basically, you can follow any pattern you like, and you and your partner could switch, or even you could even set up cones on each side and you both could follow different patterns. Now this is really going to help in your placement, and you could even make a game out of it, okay?
When making a game out of this, if you want a little more clarity as to whether the target was hit or not, you can replace the cones with lines by using either chalk or tape, and that will establish a more clear boundary. A suggestion on how to score this game is to use the scoring system we call 7-11. Since the player following a dinking pattern is more severely constrained than the other player who is free to hit anywhere, there is more opportunity for the constrained player to miss, making it more difficult for them to win the game. They have a much smaller target to hit into each time they make a shot than the other player. To make things fair, in order to win the game, the less constrained player has to score 11 points before the constrained player scores 7 points. Scoring the game in this way levels the playing field and makes the game more fair and therefore likely more fun and competitive. If you were to only score first to reach 5 points, and the two players are of roughly even skill, then the unconstrained player would win almost all the time. You can also take the same game and use it cross-court on both the even side and the odd side. You want to work things from all possibilities because everything works differently when you change the parameters. For example, in general, pickleball players tend to have weaker backhands, and that is typically more exposed on the odd side in a game situation, so you'll definitely want to play this game on the odd side. Also, playing down the line on one side versus the other is not the same either, even though at first glance it might appear to be. If you're a right-handed player playing on this side, the net is higher here in front of your forehand and lower here in front of your backhand. And on this side, the net is higher in front of your backhand and lower in front of your forehand. That does change things, and you have to account for it and play from all possible variations to get the most out of this game. Also, with tape or chalk, or simply an agreement between the two of you, you can extend the boundary line beyond the kitchen line. Deep dinks that force a late contact on your opponents are an extremely effective tactic in pickleball. So long as the shot is still clearly a dink, even if it's a firmer one and you weren't swinging like for an attack, then it's fair game. You can hit deeper and beyond the kitchen line. You should learn to work deep dinks into your mix of dink locations. The best players do this because it works. This dink pattern game will force you to get really good at your dink placement, which is exactly what you want. There isn't much forgiveness because if you miss your intended target, it's out, even if it would have been in the greater game of pickleball. Mastering location variety on your dinks should be high on your priority list of skills to master, if it's not something you have in your toolbox already. This game is a great way to develop and lock in that skill. Give it a try. Thanks, Jordan, for your help with today's video. If you want to get in touch with Jordan, you'll find details on how to do that in the description below. Thanks for watching. For more pro player pickleball tips, techniques, strategies, and more on how to take your game to the next level, please visit PrimeTimePickleball.com. You'll find a clickable direct link in the video description below. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, comment, or share. We'll see you in the next one, and until then, happy pickling!